Hello, hello, hello. I am live again for the second time today. I do a live on my business channel every Tuesday, but I had to do a live unboxing of this beauty. Isn't this packaging just to die for? I don't know if you can see, but it is actually like holographic in the starburst that's behind there. Hi, Ruby. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, I am super duper excited. Like this thing is massive. And this is like, okay, so the outside packaging is like that matte black, the soft touch. So it has that weird kind of texture, but I do really, really love it. And I think that this is probably one of the most stunning PR boxes that has come from Melt, or at least in my opinion. I think that it's so, so gorgeous. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. So, when you open it up, I haven't opened it up yet, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. So, I want to be careful opening it because it is heavy. So, ooh. Hi, Tori. And this is what it looks like when you first open it up. So, there is like foam because these butterflies are 3D, which is super duper cute. So this is the mirror. I love this mirror. This is probably one of my favorites that I've gotten. I'll show y'all up close. And I will swatch everything too. We're not going to do a look, but you see how it has the Amor Mariposa on here. Hi, Nate. And then, so you've got the mirror. I don't think you can buy the mirror separately. Actually, it looks like you can. I don't think that there is pricing. So there are 3 of the liners. So there's, look at the packaging. Like they went all out. So first up is Calibre. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the metallic green. I love Melt's eyeliner formula. Look how shiny that is. And it's so smooth. So stinking smooth. Again, that's part of the reason why I do adore Melt. Like, for the most part, their products are pretty good quality. So let's see. Then the only thing that is kind of annoying is not everything comes in the original box. Hi, Locke. Hi, Stella. So then we have Concha, which is the hot pink one. And again, look at the packaging. Like, I'm not sure if you can see that it's got the same amount of detail. And I do like that on the boxes. I'm sure that they're going to be the same on the others. It has the color in pink. So there's that one. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I'm in love. Like, these, if you're interested in anything, these are great. Now, this one is Estrella. This is the metallic gold. Look how pretty. Like, you can see how, like, I barely tapped my finger in and how creamy those are. So pretty. Can you stop chewing on my desk? There's puppies. They don't leave my side. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you think, Rupi, because these liners are gorgeous. So then there's also 5 lipsticks. So Lock, their liners are absolutely amazing. They last all day. You can even wear them in your waterline, and I've done that a bunch. And typically, if you look, like I have the Makeup by Mario one in my waterline now, you can kind of see how it's faded throughout here. The ones from Melt, they stay. So then there's 5 lipsticks. So some of them are matte, some of them are like a glitter formula. So if you look, oh yeah, you can see the sparkles in that. See how you can see? So this one is, I cannot read that on the bottom. Why do they make the writing on here so small? So that is that shade. What is the pink color called? Smells so good. Melt has like all of their lipsticks smell like vanilla cake. So again, I can't get over the packaging. So that's the pink shade. I really wish I could read the names on here. Hold on. I think this is Alma. Is that what it says? I can't read it. Lock, I would definitely recommend Melt's liners. I have the ones from the Blueprint. I have the ones from Beetlejuice. And like the ones from Beetlejuice, because I swatched them not that long ago when I was doing my declutter. And they're still as creamy as these. So this one is Alma. This one's Alma. I don't know what the other pink shade is. But see, some of them come in the box. And I do like, if you look at the caps, you see how they're extra thick. So this is Alma. This is one of the mattes. So there's like a hot pink glitter, and this is more of like a corally matte. Okay, so the glitter lipsticks are only available in the PR bundle is what Ruby's saying. I do like that Melt is offering other bundles as well, because typically it's either you buy each piece individually or you buy them all together. Now, this collection was expensive. It was $425, which is crazy expensive, but I collect these and like I love it. The next shade is Bezos. So that is another matte. So I'm not sure if you can see. It almost matches the color of my wall. So, Nate, if you hit me up on my other channel about your shirts, I can definitely help you with that. Okay, so next up is Kudos, I think is how you say it. I'm probably saying this wrong. So this is the purple. Look at that color. And to me, that's more of like an extra, like almost like an electric purple. It's not a true purple. It is more of like a magenta-y purple, if that makes sense. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Then last but certainly not least is the other one, and this is Amor Eterno. So this is the other glitter one, and it is more of that peachy. So if you look, the glitter lipsticks, they have some shine to them, but they aren't as opaque. Yes, aubergine. That's right, Tammy. So you can see that it, like, you can see skin through it. Excuse my bruises and my scratches. I have puppies. But those are so pretty. And like Melt lipsticks last on the skin. Which it's one of the few bullet lipsticks that actually has like some staying power, in my opinion. Most of the time when I put on a bullet lipstick, they like go away. Okay. What is this? Okay, so then we've got the Perfectionist Lip Pencil. So if this is the same formula as their old lips ones, are old, what is it? Lip liners, these are going to be good. Did this include a pencil sharpener? How many are like, there are some that come with pencil sharpeners, and I have so many pencil sharpeners, it's not even funny, from makeup brands. So this is Familia. So this is the purple. Looks like that. Okay, so I will say this, that these are a little bit of a stiffer formula. Like I can imagine that these might be a little draggy on your lips. I think that they'll be okay, but they do feel a little bit stiffer when you first put them on, but it did get a little bit creamier. But you can see like that stays. So that's the purple shade. I'm waiting to show the liners after they've been sitting for a while so y'all can see the longevity, because that is one of the things I do love. Then we have Corazon. So this is the red liner. It's almost like it's like a brick red. So it's not like a true red, but it's more of like a brick red. And then one more lip liner. The bottom one is probably the part that everybody's the most excited for because that's where the palettes are. I do know that. And then this is a hot pink in the shade. What is that called? Esperanza. But you see what I'm saying? You kind of got to work it to make it warm. Aren't those beautiful though? And I think that they'll work well with the colors in the lipsticks that came with it as well. So the next part of this is the second layer. So let me move this. So if you look at this artwork, because I was watching Laura's video over this, you see in this butterfly, where is it? Right here. That is her puppy that passed away. But this is one of her favorite artists that designed this. But isn't that gorgeous? Like, I'm wondering if I could take and do something. It's attached. And then you have the beautiful picture of Laura right here. Isn't that gorgeous? So again, you've got the foam insert to protect everything. Oh, okay. So let's see. You have a brochure that has like all the ingredients in it, which is nice. Does it actually tell you the colors? It does. Hey, what are you doing? Did you just have gas in here? Oh, you stink. Sorry. Puppies. So, Kara, me too. I love Laura. I do too. I love and then there are a couple of stickers which I'll end up giving to Nadia, I'm sure. Look how cute those are. So it has the butterfly that has her dog in it, and then they have the one that is actually the monarch with the melt. But melt, like everything I've ever bought from Melt typically has stickers in it, like even the old school lippies. You Calibre? Yes. So, and then you also have the card that from Laura that says about the collection, and then it is in English on one side and Spanish on the other. And then this is the beauty. Look, okay. Isn't that stunning? Okay, so Rupee, I think the brushes are supposed to be 150 for them. Okay. These are so much prettier than the Beetlejuice ones. Like, I love the ferrule on it, and I love how everything matches. And these are soft. The Beetlejuice brushes weren't my favorite because they were a little bit stiffer. Like the bristles themselves weren't as soft as these. These feel really good. So this is more of like your blush brush size. I bet you these work well with their highlighters. Oh, so the brushes are now 109. And then this is, I would use this probably as either bronzer or highlight. Emily, this is Melt Cosmetics. This is like my end-all be-all favorite brand. That and Pat McGrath. And then you have, this is the Pencil 23. I don't know why that's called pencil brush. That it was not what I would consider a pencil brush, but beautiful nonetheless. So this is more of like your regular shader brush, which it's called the mini diffusing. I don't know if these are natural or synthetic. They're probably synthetic because Melt is vegan. So then you have like one of the flat paddle brushes. They don't feel like natural hair, I will say that. Like they don't have that grippy kind of texture. And then you have one that's more of like a fluffy angled. And then last but not least, this is what I consider more of a pencil brush. I like the size and shape of that. I like how that it has, if you can tell, it has a really deep angle. So I think that'll do the inner part of your eyelid perfectly. So Then we have the blush palette. So this is the first time Melt has ever done a blush palette. They do have other powder blushes that they released in the Royal collection, and they have the blush lights that were powder blushes as well, but they've never done a blush palette before. So this is what it looks like. Again, even though this is cardboard packaging, this is nice and heavy. Look at this. I am in love with these colors. I don't want to touch it because the embossing is so beautiful. Like, I don't know if it'll show. Look how detailed that embossing is. Okay, so first we have Milagritos, which is like a nude shade. On me, I don't think that would be a blush. I mean, that's lighter than my skin tone. It does have some similar vibes to it, but I don't think it's the same. So next we have Vita. I can get Nadia to grab my blush palette. Hey, Nadia. Then we have Floor, which is more of like a baby pink. So the top three are really, really light. So I will say that I wish that they had a little bit more depth, but I think I can work with them. Then we have Felice. Can you hand me the Lunar Beauty blush palette right there?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you actually called
me. Yes, so this is Felice. Okay, so this is Lunar Beauty versus Melt. So I do see some similarities, but I think that Melt has a little bit more depth, especially for this shade. Well, actually, most of the shades in Melt are just a tad bit darker. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm sure that there are some similarities. I mean, blush palettes aren't for everybody. I know Rupi loves it. Oh, this is a unique color. So this is Sonorsa. So this is more of like a, look at that. See, it's almost like an orangey brown. And it's hard to tell on my arms because my face is lighter than my arms. So what they look like on my face might be different. And then last but not least is Camingo, I think is how you say that. Okay, so that's a pretty color. This is almost the powder form of the blush that's in the deep the dark Natasha Denona Glam palette. That's what I'm wearing on my cheeks. That is a beautiful shade. And I think that'll look really, really pretty on the cheeks. Oh yeah, I can definitely see where you could mix them. That's one of the things I do enjoy about Melt too, is like their powder products, like their blushes, I have always had a good experience with. Now, I do know that from the Royal Blush Collection, the Raw Honey, I think is the shade. It's like the cooler tone one. That one you need, like, at least for me, you need to not wear bronzer with it because it looks odd. Their blushes. Okay, so I'm not sure about these if they're buildable or not, and I have blush on, but we can test it. Let's grab a blush brush. So we're going to grab where's my mirror? Oh, there's a mirror in it. That has some pigment. So that's that last shade. That looks really pretty on the skin. And it definitely stands out. Let's try one of the lighter shades. We're going to go into Milagros, which is the lightest shade. Actually, that has a pretty flush. And I think that would be really, really good. Like, you could take that one to diffuse and make it softer. See? If you're not someone who likes a heavy blush, which I typically, the way that I like my blush is I like a neutral shade. I don't really like a pinky shade. And I want it to be like really, like I want it to be more bronzy than I do. But you see how pretty that looks? Like once I diffused it out. And even this side, like it gives just a nice soft finish. Now, this is the bad boy. So this is the Amor y Mariposa. This is the 20 shade eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. So I do love bronzer. a blush bronzer. I prefer, like, I want to have all the drama on my eyes and then not everywhere else. Look at this. So as you can see, the artwork matches the inside of the palette. That's so pretty. There you go. Look at those colors, y'all. This is gorgeous. This is stunning. So I am excited to touch this because this is like the kind of shades that I absolutely love. Yes, they do have a bundle of just the eyeshadow and the blushes. So in case you don't want the whole thing like I did. So we have Solito Lindo, which is like a metallic mossy green. So one thing I will say, Melt does not have the most impactful shimmers. Their shimmers are not anything to write home about, but everything else they have for the most part is lovely. And if you can see, like, look at the embossing on the butterflies as well. Even in here, it's like there's so much dimension, and they're 3D. They're embossed up and not just in. Does that make sense? So, and then we have Carino, which is a spring green. Then we have Cementos, which is like an ivy green. Oh yeah, Kara, I don't know. I love all of my Melt palettes, even Millennial Pinks, which isn't my favorite. Then we have Mishona. I cannot pronounce these. This is a beautiful green. Look at that shade. Okay, and one thing I will say about these shimmers so far. Okay, so if you've bought from Melt before, you will know that Melt tends to have more of that thick shimmer that is almost a little crumbly. These are not that shimmer. So these are laying down very, very smooth. Then we've got Guam. I have no idea how to say this. This is an army green. Beautiful. I do not speak Spanish, and I don't want to keep saying the names and trying to pronounce them. But yes, you're right, Kara. It's the whole vision. Everything goes together. Look at that mustardy. So that's what it looks like. Swatch it where you can see it because it's close to my skin color, and that's something. Oh, I can pronounce this one. This is tequila. Oh, that's really pretty. So there's tequila. So that is a much, yes, see, that is much more reflective. You can see the difference in tequila versus the two green shimmers. See how much more reflective that is? And again, it's very smooth. Like, and I'm not used to that smoothness from Melt. But yeah, okay. So we've got Ti Adoro, which is a nude. So this is more of, okay, so these are a little bit more on the cool tone side. The nudes in here. Serenalis, which is another cool tone nude. Those, see, okay, so those two shades are very close together. I don't think you knew both. Oh yeah, Rupi, if you want, I can take and Marco Polo you later or tomorrow with it so you can do it. This is Mesquite. I do know how to pronounce that too. This is the last shade in the first two rows. That is gorgeous. That is a copper. So that is definitely much more reflective. Well, Millennial Pinks is my least favorite Melt palette. It's not the mattes in it. It's the shimmers that are like complete and utter trash. But I don't know. That happens from time to time, but the mattes are great. Then we have Maria. So this was a unique color. So if you look at Maria in the pan, it looks more of like a brick red, but when you have it on your finger and swatched out, it is definitely more of a burgundy. Like, and I'm swatching with opposite hands, so it definitely. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, and the thing is, whenever I say that, and thank goodness Millennial Pinks doesn't have a lot of shimmers in it, but that's where I always say Melt is lacking is their shimmers. Then we have Mariposa. This is a beautiful tangerine orange shimmer. So you can see that one has a little bit more chunk to it, but I don't know if that was actually my fault or if it's that shadow. But it doesn't have as much reflectiveness as I would like. Then we have abuelita. I think that means like grandpa or something. I didn't wipe my tip of my finger well. So that's what it looks like. And you want to know why I know that is from Dora the Explorer. Or was it Manny? Handy Manny. So abuelita is like a watermelon coral shade. And it is a matte. Then we have Abros, I think. So there's that. So that is a rusty red. See? So you can see what I mean by when I say rusty red, how whenever you kind of blend it out, it doesn't go pink. It almost goes more of that orangey shade. Steven, typically their Christmas palettes, their Christmas collections are limited edition till they run out. So like Beetlejuice went quickly. Like Vita lasted a while, but Muerte went like super fast and hasn't come back. Then we have Nue Vita. So this is more, that is an odd shade. Okay, so you see that? It's like a burgundy brown. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It's like when you have a bruise healing. Oh yeah, Stella, they've sent out so many emails about this. It's not even funny because they didn't sell out as quickly as they normally do. Typically, almost every release, because I always buy Melt whenever they do like their early releases. This one didn't like, and I've had like the Mary Jane sold out. Like I had to buy it on the next launch because it sold out before I could get it. Okay, so then we have Charo, which is, this is a cool tone, deeper brown. Oh no, that's actually more of a purpley brown. I'm not sure if you would consider that a full brown or would you consider that a purple? That's the question of the day, isn't it? Okay, next we have Nube. That is a pretty shade. That is a really unique kind of purple shade. I have gotten so many emails. This palette does not have a real teal or turquoise in it. I mean, the first shimmer might be considered more of like, to me, it's more of like a mossy shimmer and not really a teal. But if you're looking for more teals, then I would go from Melt. I would look at Smoke Sessions. So that one has a lot of teals in it because they also have it in Muerte, but you can't get Muerte. Then we have Almahada. That's pretty. I get so excited for these. That is so pretty. But again, sometimes, and I will say this, like whenever we were looking at the Melt Beetlejuice collection, there are several shades that there's a difference, but to me, it's not enough of a difference to need them all. So, and then, so we have Sagrado, which is the last metallic in here. That is actually very reflective. And it's smooth. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I will say that the shimmers are better in this than they have in the others. You know what? I forgot to turn on the lights in here. Maybe that will help y'all. I didn't turn on the lighting. Okay, so this is the red purpley side. So you see, look, those are actually very, very pretty and reflective. And one thing I will tell you about Melt, sometimes the pressed pigments don't swatch that well. And whenever you go to put them on your eyes, Melt, whenever it's a pressed pigment, it is better if you put it on and don't try to blend it too much. And then this is the green beigey side. So you can see like these shimmers are much better than Melt's typical shimmers because you can see, look how reflective that gold is. I can understand that, Monica. I don't know. The thing is, like, I can deal with bad shimmers if everything else is great. And for the most part, Everything else has been great from Melt. I did not like their mascara. I hated their mascara. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love everything about it. I think this is so freaking stunning. I don't know. I am so impressed. And one of the things I plan on doing with this is, so I probably won't post a review of it till next week, because what I want to do is every day I want to do a different look. Now, I'm not going to record all of them because sitting there trying to do 7 or so different looks and recording it, the video will be like 20 hours long. But I do want to do a bunch of different looks and do at least 1 or 2 live on camera. But look at that. I really, really enjoy this. Like, I don't know. There are some really unique shades to it. Like, I think I really love this foresty green shade, this gold. I wonder if I can put that over what I have on. I have part of the Loki palette from, we're going to try tequila on the lid. And see if it brightens things up. Oh, it really does. See? This is the tequila side, and then this is just the Loki palette. You want to see it compared to Wilderness? Let me grab Wilderness. It's right here. Okay. Well, for one thing, I can definitely tell you there's quite a bit of difference between this and Wilderness. Even though I think there's been a lot of comparisons saying that they're similar. So I would say that the greens are similar in some of the reds, but Wilderness has a big... Yeah, I can do some swatches. Okay, so let's see. Trying to think of what's actually going to kind of go together. So let's see. So we've got the green shimmer from Wilderness. So if you look, Wilderness, their shimmers are like, Beauty Bay has amazing shimmers. So I think Eucalyptus, their Army Green would kind of compare. So those are similar enough to where you could use it. Let's see. Fossil, this would be what I would consider comparing with that gold. Those are very, very similar. Let's see. So Breeze might be close to the first shimmer. No, Breeze is much brighter and much sparklier. So we've got Forest. I think that will compare kind of. There's really not a shade that kind of matches that one. There's not a bright lime green. So let's move on to the red side. So this is Poppy. That's a weak red. Whenever you start putting it up against the Melt reds, it looks so weak. See, that's more of like a pinky red. Then we have Raw, which would definitely be considered close to that. And there's not really a red shimmer. Let's see. Well, yeah, see, Heat. That is a beautiful color, isn't that? That's Heat. And that's much redder than the other shimmer. So as you can see, like if I were going to compare, you might be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades out of 20 are similar. But I think that they are different enough that it wouldn't be a problem to have both in your collection. And I would definitely keep both in my collection. I'm trying to think of what my favorite matte red is, Rupi. I don't know. I don't wear red that often, but I do have a really good one that's from Notoriously Morbid. But these are so pretty. Like, this is gorgeous, y'all. Okay, so these have been sitting. So we're going to go ahead and wipe them away because you can need to see Melt has some staying power. And some of these are pressed pigments. But Lisa, you got the Moonspell and you haven't swatched it. I skipped the Moonspell too because a red purple palette was not my favorite because I have a lot of red and purple shades. So you can see there is some stain. My arm looks green. I look like I'm green now. Why are you chewing on my lights? Anyways, so I have a puppy in here chewing on lights, just in case you're wondering. If anything goes dark. But look, isn't that pretty? I really like that. Okay, so I will tell you, Stella, the Wilderness palette is amazing. It's inexpensive. Beauty Bay has one of the best inexpensive formulas. And I will say that like through and through. Like I got in my Color Pop Nightmare before Christmas and I don't like it. Like actually looking at it, I'm like, it's not as special as I thought it was going to be. But I will definitely, but I didn't buy it because I thought it was going to be wonderful. I bought it because of the packaging. But like this palette is stunning, and you can see like I've gotten some use out of it, and that should say something because nothing ever gets a lot of use in my collection. I'm trying to get more use out of it, but see like this green, and this isn't a Beauty Bay video, but like I will say it again, Beauty Bay has some amazing shimmers. Look at that. For their price. I mean, I think that one was it 15. I think that was $15. I mean, look. Age of Opulence is on sale too. Okay. I didn't buy Age of Opulence, but I have the Book of Magic and it's great. It's great. I didn't need the other one. Okay, so let's wipe away the liners. But okay, so you can kind of see the green has a little bit of chipping in it, but that's because it's on the back of my hand and I have been using my hand, but you can see the other two are perfectly still there. The amount of eyeshadow I have on my arms. So I am scrubbing on this. They have some longevity. Oh yeah, Colin, the gold is stunning. So stunning. I can understand that the Book of Magic and Age of Opulence look different. And if Age of Opulence released first, I would have had that one over Book of Magic just because I like that the depth in it. But I have enough shadows from Beauty Bay that I think I can recreate it. The amount, like, and you can see, like, even after all that scrubbing, there's still gold liner on there. There is still gold liner. I want to try one of the lipsticks. Okay, so I think if you kind of let it sit like your makeup remover on it, I think it would work a little bit better. The makeup removing wipes, I think like it has some grip to it, but like once you kind of start working in your like eye makeup remover, I think you'll be okay. Well, I will tell you this. Oh, that's okay, Tammy. Elisa, tell Tammy that's perfectly fine. This was like a last minute thing to even set this up. I wasn't sure if I was going to feel like doing this tonight or not, but I am so freaking excited. Like I love everything about this collection. I want to try on one of the lipsticks. Let's do one of the lipsticks. I'm going to do the pink one, I think. All right, let's do the purple. But yeah, I would recommend any of the melt liners. I've had, and their pencil eyeliners are actually really good too. Okay, so it's not as draggy on the lips. Anyway. Colin, they are stunning. The green and gold are gorgeous. I didn't need a hot pink, but and I will say this, the melt liners don't dry out as fast as some of the others. Anastasia, their gel liners dry out super quick. Okay, so that went on good. I'm kind of shaky. It's been a long day. Let's see, where's the purple lipstick? Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That looks really pretty. Isn't that beautiful? And it's nice and creamy and smooth. Oh no, Carrie, you're fine. I completely get it. But look, how do you look? I love that. That is a really nice the lipstick. This one, I don't know if that's one of the matte ones, but that has a nice slippy texture. Like I want to do something based around this lip. And I like that they didn't do all the shiny liquid lipsticks that they did for Beetlejuice because I think that these would kind of I think that you could mix and match Beetlejuice parts with this, if that makes sense. Like because there's like in the Beetlejuice collection, there's a hot pink liquid lipstick that's super shiny that is almost the same shade as this. And I think that you could do like a really beautiful monochromatic. Like if you could, I'm not good at doing a wing, but if you could do a wing with this and then like that hot pink lip, I think that would be something so, so beautiful. But like that purple it's not a true purple. It is more of like the eggplanty purple. It has a little bit, it leans more to the pink side, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, the liners are awesome. The lip pencils are really, really nice. I'm excited for all of it actually. I mean, these are really, really good. Like really, really good. I'm excited. Like for the most part, the few things that I have bought makeup wise. No, there is not a liner brush in this one. But I do think that it wasn't, I mean, you could probably use this pencil brush if you wanted to, but I think it's a little wide to do the liners. But I think it was Beetlejuice. There might be a liner brush in that. And if not, I had like pretty much any angled eye brush would work. Colin, I get you 100%. And I went back and forth with my husband about it because it was like, that's so much money. It's so much money for this. But this is one of those things that I knew if I didn't buy the whole thing, I would absolutely regret it because like for Amor, which was the Christmas collection before Beetlejuice, which had Vida and Muerte and the Illuminacion highlighter. And I didn't buy the whole collection, and it had like these beautiful makeup brushes, and then it also had this beautiful serape print makeup bag. And yeah, I didn't get it, and I regret it. Melt's one of those brands that I like to collect, but not just collect it. Like every part of it, like to me, I will keep this box. And whether I take the inside parts out of it or not, I will still use this box for stuff. Like I have other melt boxes that I've kept and put other things into. But I mean, this is beautiful in itself. Like this is like an art piece. Like I don't mind this sitting out. This isn't like looking at, I'm trying to think. I've had some PR boxes from other brands and they don't feel nice. They don't feel like expensive. This feels nice. It feels expensive. I know if anybody's ever like bought, and I'm sure there people can attest to it. But yeah, I think it's so stunning. I completely agree, Colin. Other than the cultural level, I am not Spanish. I really want to learn to speak Spanish, but I don't. But isn't that beautiful? I cannot. I don't know. Like everything about this is just amazing. Like the imagery, like the sunburst with the butterfly and the heart behind it, other than the butterfly portion, this is very indicative of like Catholic, what you would see in a Catholic church, which is something that is extremely popular in a lot of Spanish cultures. Well, and see, Ruby, I don't think that you need the whole PR collection. And whenever I say this, I did it because I collected. If like the imagery isn't something that you absolutely love. I mean, this is makeup is subjective. Like with anything else. Makeup is subjective. You don't have to have it. It's what you actually like and what is worth it to you. Um and I'm sure if this collection came out from any other brand, I don't know if I would have been as excited, if that makes sense. Like when Melt does something, I always feel like it is complete. Now, if you're talking about brushes, like these feel nice. I haven't used them enough to tell you if they're amazing or not. But BK Beauty and Refer, they have some amazing brushes that are affordable. Like, I'm sorry, but Melt is out of their damn mind for the most part if you're going to spend $150 on 7 brushes. That's crazy money. And I'll say that with all honesty. Like I just think that that is a whole lot of money for 7 brushes because again, you can buy a whole lot of Refer or a whole lot of BK Beauty and they both do amazing Black Friday sales. And I'm not affiliated, just to let you know. And again, this is expensive. This is not just expensive. This is excessively expensive. And I know that. Like it took me a lot of back and forth to want to pull the trigger on this. And I will be, and y'all can tell, I am a Melt fangirl. I love everything about Melt. Let's not get it twisted. But when I say that, this is excessive. This is so expensive. I mean, it's crazy. So if you want the whole collection, then buy it. But don't buy the whole collection because I'm obsessed with it. You see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense because, and like, unless you're going to like actually reuse this box, don't buy it for the box. Like I store craft supplies in a lot of my PR boxes because I like because they're pretty and they hold glitters or they hold this. So to me, this is part of what I like about it because this looks better than just a like a school tub of plastic bottles of glitter. So that is something I do want to make sure people understand because I mean, as I've said before, you know, your beauty budget is your beauty budget. You can choose what you want to buy and how you want to spend your money. I'm never going to be like, oh no, you wasted your money. You shouldn't spend your money like that because everybody likes different things. But this does have some amazing pieces. And if something is speaking to you, see what they're going to do for Black Friday because this is, I mean, they're already putting things like for cheaper than what it actually was. Let's see. Thank you, Stephen. I have been doing really well with my low buy. I literally have, since I started my low buy, every piece of makeup that I've bought. So sitting on my desk, there's the Melt collection. This, which I'm super excited about. This is from Notoriously Morbid. This is the Low-Key palette. This is what I have on my eyes. This is stunning. Like, I was showing Stephen and Rupi and Nadia the swatches for this. This shade right here is gorgeous. See how that's shifty? Then I have the Natasha Denona Dark Face Palette, which I'm wearing today. And this, which was a wonk wonk. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas one. I'm not happy with this at all. Yeah, I mean, and that's something, Rupi. I don't ever want people to like. I'm very, very much of. I don't want to talk anyone into buying makeup. Like for me, it's like I want to see the pretty things, but I don't need all the pretty things, and neither do you. If you want them, buy it. But if not, um, oh yeah, I get that. Like from Kaleidos, I have some of their PR boxes back here. But see, again, I like if you actually look in the PR boxes that are in my background, there's stuff in them. I actually use them for storage. So I think that that is important. Yeah, they did the which one? They did those suitcases, and I was like, I don't need a suitcase that says Kaleidos on it. I don't need bows that say Kaleidos on it. That to me, like, okay, I can get behind brushes. I can get behind mirrors. I don't get bows. I don't get scarves. I mean, and that's no shade to Odin's Eye. That's no shade to Kaleidos. It's just, or playing cards. It's like, okay. To me, that's not kind of what goes together. Stella, the Loki palette is amazing. And I think the Notoriously Morbid is a brand that a lot of people sleep on. Like to me, Notoriously Morbid is extremely affordable. This one was $29, and then with tax, I think it was like air and shipping, it was like $35. That is great. They hand press their shadows. Now, this shade right here is a little bit of a flaky texture, but it's still gorgeous. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I try not to push anybody into buying anything. I mean, like I like to show what I like. Um, yeah, I don't like it whenever the like okay, so like my Melt Beetlejuice box. That is one of the few boxes I don't have anything stored in. Do you know why I don't have anything stored in it? Because when you open up the top, it had a big like like pop-up books. The Beetlejuice design like pops out of it, and I don't want to mess it up, so I can't store stuff in it. But I do love it. You played. I gave Jeremy collects playing cards, so I actually gave him my Club Nebula playing cards because he has like all these weird kind of card decks. So I gave them to him, even though they've never really been played with because they don't. No one wants to play games with me. I'm sad. No one ever wants to play games with me. Uh, Exactly how many okay, so let's see. I can tell you, I've got the mirror from this one, just alone from Melt, I think I have like 5 or 6 mirrors, and that's not including like ones I've given to Nadia. I think I gave her the one from Hocus Pocus. Um, so there's a lot. Lisa, you want the big wolf scarf? Message me on Instagram and I will send it to you. It is still in packaging in my vanity. I don't like they're beautiful, don't get me wrong. Like I had the Norns one out for a while, but I'm like, I won't wear this. And it is a silk scarf, and I've got cats, I've got dogs. It's gonna get messed up. So yeah, I'll show the blush palette again. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, so this is the blush palette. Yeah, Lisa, just let me know. I have no issue with it. I mean, if I'm not going to use it, I have no problem giving it to someone who's actually going to get some use from it. But this is what the blush palette looks like. Let's take the brush and we'll put on another shade. Since we're going to try this neutral shade. Ooh. That is a very much a terracotta. So you love the packaging, but wish the insides were more desirable. I can get that. I mean, I like the simplicity because there are sometimes like when you get an eyeshadow palette and they're so busy on the inside, it drives me nuts. Jamila, I would say like you could blend them together, but probably not because like the first row of shades, even when I was swatching them, they are not deep enough for my skin tone. You can kind of see like even on my fingertips, and this is now I have better lighting, you can see that they're lighter than even the whitest part of me. But they are very pigmented. Melt does not have any problems with pigmentation. But you see what I'm saying? Like they're pretty, they're just a little light. But I do think that they would work on highlight, like for highlighters too, because this shade right here and this one are both shimmery. I get that, Rupee. That is my one hang up with Melt, is I do wish that their shimmers were prettier, like, or much more reflective. I wish that they would also experiment more with textures, but not the chunky texture, if that makes sense. Because a lot of times with Melt shimmers, let me see. Hold on. I will grab it. Okay. Where is it? Okay. Okay. I'm grabbing 2 of my melts. Okay, so Millennial Pinks. This is my least favorite one. Okay, so you see, like when I go to swatch the silver, like I have to really dig in here to get anything off, and it's not super reflective. And then, like, see, like this is one of the this is that shimmer. You see how when I just barely rub my finger in it, how it like picked up all that texture? They're not great, but their mattes, even in this palette, are some of the best mattes. So you can see just by swatching those how good those actually are. It's the shimmers that even after swatching it, you can see all that texture. I don't like that. But Melt is consistent with their matte. So this is She's in Parties. I wore this one the other day. See, again, you can kind of see that one's not as chunky, but even then it's chunky. And like, this is a metallic. This is supposed to be a metallic. That is not a metallic. That is a satin. So you can kind of see that is what I don't like. But the mattes, again, are amazing. But do I need every brand to have absolutely amazing shimmers? I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because I have Cleona, I have Davina, I have lots of indie singles that are stunning, absolutely stunning. And if they have great mattes, I can use my indie singles to make up for the shimmers. Because again, like, I always find for myself that finding a good, nice, pigmented matte that works well is something, I think that's one of the harder things to find. But yeah, I mean, and like Gemini is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, if not my favorite eyeshadow palette of all times. I mean, and that's saying something. I love those grungy greens. See, Colin, that's the point. A good matte that, okay, so Beauty Bay. I love Beauty Bay's shimmer formulas. So whenever I talk about a good matte, so whenever I swatch Beauty Bay's mattes, like you can kind of see how it loses its pigmentation versus, I don't know if this is going to have like the same kind of, let me grab this one and get a shade that's similar. Okay, so if you look and see how much more consistent that swatch is from Melt, even at the beginning, you see how Beauty Bay, it kind of peters off and it doesn't lay down evenly. And if you look at Melt, yes, it fades out, but it is even throughout the beginning. See, Colin, we are in perfect agreement. But yeah, and that's part of it. I mean, and that's what I always like to make sure people understand is, you know, it's okay to be critical of makeup and still love it. It's okay to be critical of people and still love them. I think in today's times, it's like if you say anything that's like to be critical, then people are like, oh, you must not like them, or, you know, it doesn't always work that way. I would like to, you have so much hair, Kelly. I would like to see you with some extensions. You'd probably look like a lion with all that hair. I wish my hair was that thick. And I need to get with you because my medication has dried out my hair so bad and I need some help. Let's see. I have no idea where y'all are. Even at like in the comments, like I can't keep up. I can't keep up. But I think I'm gonna end it here. But as I said, probably next Tuesday or Wednesday, I do want to do a full collection review. So I'm going to do a full review, but I'm going to do different looks. I will probably only film one or two. So leave it in the comments down below if there are certain color combinations that you want to see. Steven, you stand, or Ruby, you don't stand for anyone but yourself. There's a lot of people I stand for, but I'm not obsessed with anything. Like there's no one. Okay, Ruby, you don't know what stan means? Okay, so do y'all remember the song Stan by Eminem? It's about an obsessive fan. So whenever people use the phrase stan, you're an obsessive fan. That's like, hey, you need to be my best friend. You're supposed to be my, yeah. See, Stella, we're on the same page. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Yes, it does come from Eminem. Do y'all not remember? You don't remember that video, the music video. So Devin Sawa, I don't know if y'all know this. He played Casper in the movie that had Christina Ricci. And also he was in Now and Then. He's been in a lot of things. He was like Idle Hands, Final Destination. He played Eminem's biggest fan in it. And like, yeah. Migdalia, don't worry about it. You can always catch it on replay. And I appreciate everyone for coming out for the last minute live. But yeah, I am glad. Reaping your mom's big. Okay, so the kids say that all the time. Steven, I think that's when I knew I liked boys, was because of Casper the Friendly Ghost. I mean, that kiss scene at the end, epic. But that and Now and Then, those were like my movies. So that should tell you something. But yeah, I guess that's it. I should have a video up over. Oh yeah, he did open the Mom's Spaghetti place in Detroit. If I ever go to Detroit, which probably will never be never, I would go eat there. Anyways, but yeah, I will have a review over the Loki palette tomorrow, but I guess that's it, and we will see y'all later. Bye.